Kovid Country Kitchen. And today we're going to be, oh, I'm sorry. I forget about that. Hello everyone. I'm Steve, your host, and welcome to Kovid Country Cooking. So today we're going to be cooking stuffed jalapenos, fresh from the garden. So stick around. Okay, so what we're having tonight for supper is beef tips and gluten-free brown gravy with smothered onions over jasmine rice, and we want to have an appetizer. The appetizer is going to be those wonderful stuffed jalapenos I told you about. So our ingredients are going to be fresh jalapenos from the garden. Look at these. Ooh, they're so tasty. Great and fresh. These are also, we're going to have some green beans. These are canned from the garden as well. My wonderful wife Melissa has canned these and they are going to be yummy. So we need the jalapenos, a block of Philadelphia cream cheese. Yum. I prefer sharp cheddar cheese. Bacon pieces or bacon bits. All right, so let's get started with those. Those are our ingredients. You can mix and match things as you like, ever how much you like. If you only want cream cheese, if you only want cheddar, if you don't want the bacon pieces, do it how you like. But let's get started here with the preparation. Okay, you're gonna need a sharp knife. And you're going to need 10 fingers when you begin and 10 fingers when we end. So be careful. You may want to use gloves because these babies get hot and they will burn your fingers if your hands are sensitive. Even if they're not too sensitive, you could. So I'm going to be using the method that I usually don't have to wear gloves because I'm not touching the insides of these. Okay, let's get started with the prep. The way I do these jalapenos is I slice the tip at the stem, just come back a little bit from the stem and cut it where it looks like that. All right. Discard that. So I just prep all these by cutting that out. Now there's two methods that we can use. I'll show you those in just a little bit when we go to cook them, whether we cook them whole like this or we slice them in half. Your preference, I'll show you how I do it. Remember what I told you about 10 fingers? Oh, that hurt. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. I've cut the tip of my, oh, no I didn't. Anyways, careful. All right, now that you've got all the tips cut off, the jalapenos, the stem ends are cut off, I'm going to show you a method that I use to core all the seeds out of these things. The seeds are very, very hot, and of course if you don't get that little pod out there, you don't have room to put your stuffing inside your jalapeno. Look at this. I have a special tool. What in the world? Whoa. Okay, this is a special tool for coring this out. It makes the job a lot easier. If you're doing this a whole lot, you might want to invest in this tool. And there's a second tool to go with it. I'll show you that as we go along. But I want to show you how to use this tool. All right. You see this tool? If you insert this tool, and it looks like it would go clockwise, but actually it works better to go counterclockwise. So rotate that and go inward, not so far that you break a hole in and then that comes out. So that way you're not touching the seeds a lot, and that's the way I do it. And then you have the cleaned out core, and then we'll rinse the seeds out here shortly. And then the other method that you can do, if you don't have these special tools, slice the jalapeno in half, like so. And then you have to trim the seeds out, or you can use a spoon to kind of rake the seeds out. You have to be careful if you're using a knife. Also, if you're using this method, you probably should wear gloves, because you're going to be touching the inside of this jalapeno and the seeds, and they're going to get all over your hands, and your hands can start burning, and you can't wash it off. So, that's another method. Cutting the inside of the seed pod out. It's a little slower, but if you're gonna lay them flat and cook them on the half shell, you'll do this method. And you can use, like I said, a knife, a spoon, something to that effect, just to clean everything out the inside. Recommend using the spoon, knife, or tool rather than your fingers, unless you've got gloves on. So it's another method you can use. See, all cleaned out. All right, so I'll prep all these and then we'll be right back. All right, we got all the jalapenos prepped, and it makes, let me show you, oh my goodness, this right here, that's the stuff they make pepper spray out of, okay? So do not touch your eye with your hands after touching all of this. Don't touch your eyes. Callahan Eye Foundation, the numbers in the book, look it up. All right, just to go ahead and tell you the mixtures that I like to use personally. I like to use a block of cream cheese. I like to use about an equal amount of shredded cheddar. I like mine half and half. If you like more cheddar, put more cheddar, less cream cheese. If you like more cream cheese, put more cream cheese and less cheddar. It's not rocket science, really. So do it however you like. Just mix them together good. We'll show the mixing in a bowl here shortly. And then if you want, no one ever said, that's too much bacon. Bacon pieces. You can add as many of those as you want in your mix. Okay, so I want to show you the other half of the tools, the specialty tools for these jalapenos. I showed you the one, it was the coring tool. Yes, in, twist, counterclockwise. The core comes right out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's what I've heard people say. It's kind of catchy. Anyways, okay, so this magic device, if you're cooking a lot of jalapenos, cooking them often, let's say, this comes in handy. So it's a little rack, it stands up, drop your jalapenos whole in there, it holds them, and I set them on the cooking tray like that. Yeah, like that. So jalapenos on there. We'll stuff the jalapenos with a mixture, and I'll show you that. That's what I do. Otherwise, if you don't have that, you're just going to have them cut in half. You're going to have them laid all over here, and you're going to have them filled with your concoction as well. Okay. Wow, that was loud. So we'll be right back. All right, this is a tip for the weak at heart, or the weak of stomach. My family does not like hot things, so I don't mind them being pretty hot, but just to get the seeds on out of here and to deactivate the acids and things, I soak these in milk or buttermilk. It may help, it may not, depending on your jalapenos. Some are hotter than others. So I just soak those in some milk for a little while, and Then I rinse everything out of the center under the water and set them over to dry. Meanwhile, I have my cream cheese sitting out, letting it get soft. That way I don't have to microwave it and maybe burn it or something like that. So I like it to set out at room temperature to get soft. Or you can unwrap it, put it in a bowl, put it in the microwave for, I don't know, 30 seconds. Get it good and soft so you can mix it around with a fork. And we're gonna let that sit for just a little while and cool these off just a little bit. Just a little note. A lot of times when these are prepared like this, they're dripping. When you eat them, when you get down to right here, there's a lot of little bits and seeds that you maybe can't get out of the very bottom. That last bite is gonna be hot. So if you don't like it real hot, you might not want to take that last bite. Just saying. All right, before we get started on the cream cheese and the cheddar cheese and the bacon pieces, mixing those up, let's preheat the oven to 375 while we are working on the cream cheese. All right. Cream cheese has been sitting out. It's a little soft. We might have to soften it up a little bit more. So let's see. Yeah, it's a little cold and still a little stiff. Use a fork. Yeah, still a little bit. So I'm going to put it in the microwave on high for like 30 seconds. Let that be softening up. I'll check it before 30 seconds to make sure it's not getting too soft, too runny. You want it to have some consistency. And we'll be right back. All right, this is 8 ounces of cream cheese. Microwave time was actually about 20 seconds to get it soft. 8 ounces of cheddar cheese. If you like more or less, whatever you want. I do half and half. And this is a 2.8 ounce bag of bacon pieces. All right, I'll put the whole thing in there. This little package in here, so a little flavor pack, kind of like goes in your ramen noodles. Some people like that, some people don't. Oh no, I'm sorry. That says inedible canister O2 absorber. Oh no. Don't absorb your O2. You need your O2. So let's put that to the side. All right, and you just mix this up. You can make a mess if you want to. You just have to clean it up after. Or you have a dog. It's a good treat for them to kind of pick up out of the floor. They love bacon, as I said. No one ever said, "Hey, that's too much bacon." Hey. Well, there she is. How you feeling there, Evie? Rough? Oh, not so good, huh? Okay. All right. All right. Well, we'll get back to stuffing those jalapenos in just a moment. Okay, so I want to show you the other half of the tools, the specialty tools for these jalapenos. I showed you the one, it was the coring tool. Yes. In, twist, counterclockwise. Core comes right out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's what I've heard people say. It's kind of catchy. Anyways, okay, so this magic device, if you're cooking a lot of jalapenos, cooking them often, let's say, this comes in handy. So it's a little rack, it stands up, drop your jalapenos whole in there, it holds them, and I set them on the cooking tray like that. Yeah, like that. So jalapenos on there. We'll stuff the jalapenos with our mixture, and I'll show you that. That's what I do. Otherwise, if you don't have that, you're just going to have them cut in half. You're going to have them laid all over here, and you're going to have them filled with your concoction as well. Okay. Wow, that was loud. So we'll be right back. All right, now the stuffing process. For stuffing the jalapenos, I like to use this fancy dancy table butter knife. It just got the right kind of feel to it. Okay. Stuff. Put the stuff in there till they're full. And just drop them in there. Works out great. Okay, I'm going to do a bunch of those. All right, we're about finished stuffing all the jalapenos. You see the fancy dancy little tray there with the whole jalapenos stuffed in them. And then I've been stuffing these half ones. This is how you'll slice them in half and stuff them on the top if you're just slicing them in half. And that works very well too. Depends on your preference and what kind of tools you got available to you. All right, so we're going to put those in the oven at 375 for about however long it takes for this cheese to get all bubbly and not turning brown like it's burning on top, unless that's the way you like them. And make them as crispy as you want to. I just like my cheese to be bubbling and soft, and then it's ready. So we'll put them in the oven and come back and check later. Well, that's the end of that. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Kovid Country Cooking with your host, Steve. So next time, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell, whatever they say do on here. So anyway, hope you enjoy it. Hope it's useful. Hope you love the jalapenos. I certainly do. See you next time.